I love coming up here last because I was sitting there going, I want to get up there and talk. First of all, thanks to all the WMAL listeners who came out. It's always great to see you and to visit with you. Me and my colleagues at WMAL are big school choice supporters. Vince, Larry, Patrice, Chris, Mark Levin, we are all big supporters of school choice, and it is great to be able to have people on like Stephen, like Nate, like Ginny, to further that message. So I appreciate being here tonight. It is just wonderful seeing the energy in this room. I told this story last year. I was here last year speaking. I told this story last year, but it is, I think, worth repeating for those who didn't hear it last year. I am a homeschool mom because of COVID. And I am a private school consumer because of COVID. What I saw during COVID, I don't need to repeat because we all saw it. Everybody has their stories. But just a quick story about my son, because the last speaker, Mike Thomas Jefferson? I'm sorry, Derek, I'm sorry. Derek, it was so inspiring what you said about the kids who are not performing, but they get good grades or they get shoved through the system. And this is what was happening to my son. And I have to admit, I closed my eyes a little to it because his grades were great. But we doubted. I remember trying to make change with him in like 6th grade, and he was having a really hard time. And then we started to quiz him on things. And the reality of that was so painful for me. But then when COVID hit, there was no denying it anymore. And we took him for an assessment because as the homeschooling mom, I needed to kind of figure out where he fit in because I wasn't sure he was at grade level. And he was going to be starting his 8th grade year, which is pre-algebra. And so we had him assessed, spent quite a lot of money to have him assessed. And it's still, like, it's hard for me to talk about without, I get like a little teared up. They said he was comprehensive up to 4th grade. He got great grades, and every teacher said, oh, he's got a great foundation. I'll never forget that. Because you know how math works. If you don't know it down here, you're certainly not going to know it. But they just kept pushing him through, lying to me so that I couldn't intervene and help my son. So it was heartbreaking. And at that point, we knew we needed to get him out of there. And I'm so glad because the Elkits are here from Veritas Collegiate Academy, where John goes, and he has finished algebra. He's moving on. He's doing great, much to their credit. They took great care of Jack, and we are so thrilled to be going to school there. I feel like I have to be on my best behavior because Jack's teachers are here. But I am haunted by the kids that are still in that school, the school that so failed my son, who had an IEP, by the way, and that school got $36,000 to teach my son. And that's what I got for that amount of money. That didn't go to me, that went to the school, and they failed him, and they failed so many kids. And what we saw during COVID is how they failed the special needs kids and the English as a second language kids and the kids that have trouble at home. They failed them the most. And so it's just tragic. And that is why this movement is so, so important. But I have to say, in addition to having these feelings of being haunted, thinking about those kids that are still trapped in these schools that they're assigned by their government, right? I am frustrated as a Virginia mom. I am frustrated that Virginia is one of the states that has the least choices for parents. And think about this. Our parents in Virginia, particularly in Northern Virginia, we made headlines. We elected governors. We changed the sort of political path. And the idea that in Virginia we are lagging so far behind frustrates me so much. So I really hope that there's two things. I hope that the school choice community, because I think part of the problem is I think there's a lot of parents who don't know what other states are doing, and that other states are so far ahead. I mean, I homeschooled for a year and a half, and when I learned what homeschoolers get in California, I was like, it's California! What is going on? Right? So I think one thing that I hope the homeschool community, I hope they work to educate people. Jenny Dittle's my colleague. I know Stephen. I know Nate. They all do that. But all of you need to get out there and talk to your neighbors and the people in your circles to tell them this is what other states are doing. These are the scholarships and the tax breaks and the vouchers and all the things that are available that are not available in Virginia, which is famous for its parents' right movement. So I really do. I do so enjoy being here. I agree with all the previous speakers that this is the most important issue of our time. And I look forward to talking to you all afterwards. Thanks.
Thank you.